Hello everyone, my name is Magnolia, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be learning how to build a custom medium oak tree. Let's go. As you can see, the build we have before us is not the same as the time-lapse. That is because I filmed this out of order because I have, like, crazy ADHD. Anyway, let's go. I cannot believe, you know, any returning viewers know that is not my normal style of video. I'm not an ASM artist. I am not calm and I am not a slow talker by any means. So let's get this cleaned up and, actually learn how to build this tree. Before we get going, I'll just let you know what mods I've actually been using for this little intro. First, I'm in, what is it? I'm in FOV 85, where the normal is 70, so I can capture the whole thing. And then second, I'm using this armor stands mod. I believe it's vanilla tweaks. I will be putting all these mods in the caption, but my resource packs are cubic stars, dramatic skies, and my fabric mods, which include that zoom mod. I'll put those all in the caption if you're interested, including this statues mod, which is crazy. I highly recommend you look up Zombie Cleo's video on it. They are the one that I learned from. It's actually pretty easy, and Cleo is truly the expert on it. Like I said, all cleaned up, and we'll just leave our little cubic sun up there. And now we are good to get going on our actual tutorial. While we talk, I will have our materials list on screen for our friends who are playing in survival. And for those of you who are new to this series, welcome. Like I said, my name is Magnolia, and I do tutorials on custom trees. Previously, we've done custom birch trees, custom pale oak trees, and now custom regular oak trees. And we did our small pale oak, not pale, our small regular oak last time. I've been saying pale oak for so long. You guys have no idea how long it took me to do the big pale oak video. Seriously. But we did this little oak tree last time. It's made for like urban areas and a little pot. It changes colors. It has snow. This one that we're doing today is made to look like it's a park, like we saw at the beginning. Have a little picnic. And then this one over here, forestry. Boom. We'll get to that next week. Let's just focus on this tree today. If you're new, the way we do this is we build from the bottom up. We go layer by layer by way of a grid system in the corner here. All of my tutorials are built so that you can follow along without your sound on. The most important part of this grid right here is the purple dot right in the center. That is our centerpiece. It's our trunk. It's where we base every layer around. It gives us a nice center point to work off of. So let's go. In this tutorial, I have not differentiated between wood and logs. Honestly, it's just to save myself the hassle of reconfiguring my little grid, my key, my legend, whatever you call it, up in the left-hand corner because there's 9 on there. I didn't want to make it 10. But for this one, it doesn't really matter. I would use wood, but you know me, I think that that's better. So let's get going on layer 1. We have our wood in the middle, and we have our stairs on the outside, just like that. Layer 2, we have a log or a wood with our trapdoors all around to create some of that width and curve to the trunk without having to add a whole nother block because we don't have vertical slabs. Still, please. Please. Anyway, layer 3 looks exactly the same. Just the wood with some trapdoors. And then layer 4 is so hard. It's so hard, guys. Are you ready? It's so hard. Log. Layer 5, we have a spruce plank for some texture. Layer 6, another super hard one, log. And then layer 7, we are starting with our leaves. So we have our stairs all facing upside down. Again, carrying out that curve in the trunk. And we're starting with our birch leaves, which we use for shadows. I did forget to mention, I currently have my brightness down at about 60. It creates just a little bit of shadow, as you can see in the background. I am about to turn my brightness up, but I like playing with it between 30 and 60. It just creates some nice shadow. And now with our brightness all the way up, we can see this is layer 7 done. Layer 8, we have oak wood. This is where I'd recommend using wood because the tops will be exposed here. And now we start building our branches. We'll start with these mud brick walls because they look very much like our spruce, oak, etc. combos here. And we use these fence gates also to help build this out and give it some variety. Because, I mean, most tree trunks that I've seen are not perfectly straight and, you know, human-made looking. They look very natural. Although, I gotta tell you guys a secret. I am from the desert. I don't know if you've ever visited the desert. There's like no oak trees anywhere. So I'm just kind of winging this based off of reference pictures. I could probably build you a killer cactus, though. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, let's start adding our birch leaves. And like I've said a million times before, guys, this is your tree. If you don't want to use birch leaves, don't use birch leaves, man. Who am I to say what leaves you use for your tree? I don't know. I don't know. And we do have some oak leaves here. I've just placed the oak leaves where I think the sunlight would hit it. I don't worry too much about realism. I just worry about what looks good because it's Minecraft. I mean, trees aren't square, the grass isn't perfectly even, and, you know, sunlight doesn't really happen in Minecraft, so it doesn't matter. Okay, that, I believe, is layer 8 done. Layer 9, we've got some more mud brick walls. These will create leaves, or rather branches, that go upwards instead of outwards. And then we have a whole bunch of fences to place. Just like that, and now we can move on to our birch leaves. I like starting with these because they're towards the inside, and I think it's easier to build from the inside out. I just like that better. And as usual, guys, if you have any comments or questions or concerns, just drop them in the comments for me and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Almost done with all these leaves. Place those in the wrong spot. And done. That's layer 9 complete. We only have 5 more layers. Almost done. I'm going to start in this center block right here with the birch leaf and then build our fences around this. See, these branches are starting to curve upwards. Curve being a relative term because, again, this is made of blocks. And now we move on to our leaves. All right, and now on to oak leaves. And I believe that is layer 10 done. Oh, nope, I missed one. Right there, okay. Now layer 10 is done. Layer 11, we have some birch leaves surrounding our middle block, and then more of our fences. Okay, moving on to our birch leaves. We just have a couple more of these. As we are getting to the top of the tree, that does mean more sunlight is hitting it. And so, you know, more of that lighter colored leaf right on top. And onto our oak leaves. Almost done with these oak leaves. And that's layer 11 done. Layer 12, as you can see, is significantly more simple. We just have a couple of birch leaves, a couple of fences, and a couple of oak leaves. Nothing crazy. That's layer 12 done. Layer 13, we'll get to work capping these off. Now I did add the birch leaves up here, not the oak ones. I think it creates a sense of height to the tree. But again, just feel free to do whatever you'd like. It's your tree. We'll add some oak leaves over here. Like that. And some birch. Ooh, if I can place it right. And a spruce fence. And then layer 14, we'll have some birch leaves up here. And that, my friends, is our medium custom oak tree done. Now please stick around for just a minute. I do have a couple of things I want to tell you guys after we finish yapping about our tree here. I just want to point out how this tree has space. It has air. It looks like if there was wind in Minecraft, it would be able to pass through these branches. Our natural oak trees over here, they're very dense. And from my research, from my research on oak trees, you know, air can pass through the leaves to, you know, rustle them because that's what happens with trees. And so I've created a bunch of pockets of air in here. I don't place blocks everywhere. You can really tell where I just, you know, you can see through to the trunk. It's nice. Now for those announcements I was talking about. First, I opened up a Ko-fi shop. This is where, if you feel so inclined, you can give me a little bit of money. That'd be really cool. I'd appreciate it. Second, the new update 1.21.5, I believe it is, has come out, but I will not be updating yet until my mods catch up to the current version, just because I do really like those mods, especially the zoom one right here. And as we've seen, our cubic stars, you know, the blocky sun, we have the blocky moon at night. It's just, I like it better. And while I am excited to have falling leaves, I'm gonna wait just a little bit before I update. Third, please leave your tree suggestions down in the comments below. If you didn't see the end of the last video, we just briefly went through what I have and haven't done. Go check out the last 2 minutes of my last video. And please leave suggestions in the comments if there's a tree you'd like to see. That'd be awesome. And last but not least, if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you'd like to leave a comment, leave a comment. And if you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye! All of my videos are made to be listened to, or rather, not listened to. Layer 13. Just We'll just cap off some of these branches. And while I can't wait to have falling leaves, I actually can wait. I have to sneeze. Are we gonna sneeze? Excuse me.